Hello and welcome back to the final episode of Season 1, the Epilogue of Bloom in Blood. Tonight we will see the repercussions of our Coterie's actions and how they affect the wider tower as well as the wider Phoenix area. I'm your storyteller for tonight's Chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad on all the social medias. And we're here, gang. We're doing it. I have no further announcements. Let's go ahead and jump into the people that you're here to see. Our players. To my top left, Friday.
Hey, I'm Abby. I'm your local, very sick internet nerd, but I want to play vampire with my friends. And tonight, I'm going to be your local gargoyle, Friday. Our moms gave us her pronouns, so she, her.
Excellent. We'll be gentle. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm so sorry
No,
that
you
you're
can
so
hit
sick.
me. You could throw me into the road if you want. I can handle it.
Okay.
I
Good to
got
know.
potence.
Oh, sick dog. Excellent. And then over to my top right, Kaida.
Hello, everyone. I am Darissa Rave on all the social medias. But this evening, I will be playing Kaida Arden, still Phoenix's one and only and favorite Samitsi.
Kinda can't be argued at this point. So there you go. There you have it. Over to my bottom left, Lola.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social media platforms, including on Twitch, where I stream probably. And for this game, for this time zone, I will be playing one Lola Torres, Malkavian, doing her best. Well, there's gonna be some shenaniganery, we'll see.
Shenaniganery is expected. Very excited to see if and when and how that goes about. So, jumping over to last but certainly not least, my bottom right, Remy.
Hello, this is Astrus VTuber, or Aster, and tonight I will be playing Remy, the tire of loose ends.
Indeed, possibly the future Prince of Phoenix, but I suppose we'll see where we land at the end of this session. So, with all of that and our Coterie having been met, let's jump into the epilogue of Bloom in Blood. What you're about to see takes place over the course of the following 2 days after Prince Montalvo's death. After he was diablerized by Kaida, after the Coterie received their answers and their motivations, after he gave in willingly and was finally destroyed, the weight of his sins too much to bear, he was relieved of this weight. The order of events matters very little. The events themselves matter greatly. Time is relatively nebulous. What matters is the end and the future of Phoenix. We begin on this first night after Prince Montalvo has passed with Kaida. He made a declaration upon storming the castle that this would be yours. And the following night, you may return to Copenhagen Castle to make it so. Montalvo's security is disbanded. After all, he's not there to be dishing out their payroll. The castle itself is relatively private to begin with. So there's no bureaucracy yet to deal with. You return tonight and there is still some staining. The blood on the walls, on the floors. The Nosferatu have cleaned as best they could. Some of the ghouls that they had took the day and cleaned and made it so it wasn't going to be a masquerade breach by any means. But Copenhagen Castle lies empty. And you stand now before the fountain, before the reaching hand. Well, scratch that. Remy took that hand. You stand now before the fountain, before the entryway. What do you do?
Kaida gets into the fountain, and she turns and looks up towards the moon and reaches up her metal hand, cupping the moon like she's holding it. She stands there like a statue for quite some time. Then her hand falls and she turns to what is now hers. She walks into the castle.
It's as you last saw it. It's beautiful. It's elegant. It's a winding hallways of rooms, hidden passageways. And you have now all the time in the world to explore them, to learn this place, much like your cave on Weaver's Needle. You will know this place intimately.
A first point of order for Kaida. She would have come with various bags, and as she brings them in, she starts to plant flowers all over the castle, to its deepest dungeons, to whatever heights may exist here. There are flowers everywhere, some that are native to Phoenix and others native to her home. But she fills this place, so there is a constant floral scent as she creates her garden. This garden, the intent is for it to become a temple. And so there are things that she brings. She brings statues of her own making. Things that are of her home, of the gods she remembers worshiping as a child. But those are for her, so they end up going into one of the rooms that she sort of claims as her own space. And then there's another that she creates, one of metal. And it is her depiction of Lilith.
Where does Lilith sit in your home, Kaida?
Lilith sits in the room where she had killed Montalvo, where there's that eye reflection pool. Lilith sits at the center of that.
It's here that she is the centerpiece, placing a chair where they were, viewing Phoenix. Lilith is always in the periphery. And as you sit and you watch, you take the moment to admire her. You hear footsteps down the passageway that leads into this place. They're not soft. This person's not trying to obscure themselves. They approach. And turning to look, you can see a young man in a suit. Simple, almost issued one of Montalvo's security. Stands in the passageway and says, "Sorry. I saw you come in and call me a stickler, but I still technically have to work this week. And I saw you moving stuff in, so I didn't know if you're the new..." He had a preference for being called like the master of the house. So are you the new mistress? Is that weird to say?
It is not weird to say, though unnecessary. She steps towards him and then draws out her metal hand to shake his. You can call me Kaida.
It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. You can tell that he's having trouble trying to stay focused. This happens sometimes with your looks, Merit, as well. Probably strange for him with this being the situation. And interesting that he's still here working. It's not yet the end of the week for him, so he's sticking to his job. No one else has done that. But he shakes your hand and says, "It's a pleasure to meet you." I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just, like I said, doing my rounds, and I just wanted to see if
Do you enjoy your job?
me, it pays the bills.
Hmm.
I was one of the I was kind of middle management. I was a shift supervisor, and that doesn't mean anything to you, because I was also aware of my situation, who I was working for. And there's not a whole lot of companies that he kind of whispers the next word. He says kindred trust with their security, so it's a very select market. So I've been to a couple companies. This is fine. This is fine. But I wanted to ask, because no one else is going to, I don't feel like, if you would be in the market for security for this place still. You know, there's a lot of, the way I see it is just business. Yesterday, I think we were shooting at you and your friends, and then, but tonight, you won, so
You're not shooting at my friends, so you.
Oh, well, that's
are
good.
Fine. Yes. Please, have a seat. And she'll gesture to one of the chairs.
He kind of trepidatiously moves to the chair and takes his seat, unbuttoning the bottom button of his suit so that he can be a little more comfortable.
I saw the work that you and your friends did that night. It's good work.
Thanks. Not our best, I guess. But it's hard to. There's mortal security and there's mortal, fighting against mortal defense, and then there's a group of, warrior vampires along with their invisible, insanely fast. I think they were whispered. Some of the guys kind of went crazy, so I don't know what that was all about.
Well, that cannot be helped. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Would you like to be more?
Oh,
I do not mean like myself.
Okay, cool. Because I've managed to politely turn down that question a lot over the years.
So it is not your first time being defense for kindred.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I've done this a lot. Yeah, I got into this real young. So I'm kind of in it forever now, I think.
Yes, you are. There are two ways that this can be handled. Now, there are those that would have encouraged me to kill you for all that we have
Yeah.
seen.
I took a chance, so I guess we'll see how that goes.
But there is another option. You could be mine in a more permanent sense. You will be stronger, faster, longer lived, but not as long lived as me. You will not be under the needs of my kind.
Yeah. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to politely decline. No offense. Like I said, I've avoided saying yes to these types of questions a lot over the years. But I'm just a guy, and that might seem like kind of silly to you and your kind, but and I don't mean that like offensively. I'm sorry if that offends, but being just a guy means I can make calls and decisions that make me better at my job. Because I've seen guys that take this offer up, and they're all about, the client, and they'll do anything to protect him, but sometimes they make stupid fucking decisions. And I can't. I've lived this long and because I was able to make smart choices, and I can't be clouded by some sort of affection or love to my client. You know what I mean? It's my policy of business and pleasure. So I'm sorry, but I can't. And if that means you have to kill me, I'm just asking you to consider keeping with the same security detail, because there's a lot of good guys that are just kind of in flux right now about their work.
See, how many?
Left of us, there's like 12. There was like triple that before last night, but 12 plus myself, and it's yeah. Kinda, you can see he's kind of the jacket, the suit kind of covers it, but he's shaking. This is a big risk for him.
Kaida steps forward and reaches out, not her metal hand, and gently grabs him by the jaw and lifts his chin up and looks him in the eyes. My kind, they do this not for mortals' love, but for their loyalty. Can you ensure me you and your friends' loyalty?
Yes. There's a lot of guys on this gig that'll take you up on your offer. And if that's the assurance you need, they'll gladly do it. There's a lot of perks to the offer you give, but for me, I'm loyal to the task. That's why I'm here tonight.
One final question. How do you feel about your mother?
She's gone, unfortunately.
Mine too.
Very sorry to hear that.
I will give you and your friends a chance. One chance to prove your loyalty. And that you can do the job appropriately. Should you fail me, you understand I will do worse than kill you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
I'll let the boys know. And they'll be in to... Mr. Montalvo used to have a sort of weekly almost inspection just to check on us. Is that something you'd like for a first meeting, or?
Yes, I would love to meet them all. Learn all of your names. This is important.
Of course. Oh, I'm so sorry. My name is Moises. Moises Bose.
Moist. Good. Good to know. Yes, I expect you to bring them here. I will meet all of them. And we will go from there.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll continue my rounds, if that's alright.
She just nods and looks out over the city again.
And he leaves. For the sake of this, Kaido, during this, mechanically speaking, you have acquired a haven with a security detail.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the bulk of your efforts. You found another name that interested you quite a lot. Just a simple first name, not a whole lot to go off of. Olivia was the last name that Montalvo was able to give you. The last bit of information, the one who pulled his strings. I understand you wanted to look into this person.
Yes. The first thing that Kaido will do is she will get Montalvo's phone. Now, she doesn't expect to find much, but she wants to see not only the number or numbers that were reaching out to him, but if perhaps there were any other contacts in there that maybe shouldn't have been.
Go ahead and give me a wits technology, please.
We're gonna browse the blood because you bet your girl doesn't have anything in technology. We're good. We don't get hungrier. I'm still at 0 hunger, or am I at 1?
1.
Okay. Make sure I have the correct one. Okay. Four successes.
4 successes. Looking through Montalvo's phone, you can see he doesn't save numbers. There is no list of contacts. Text messages are sparse, usually just information. In fact, you can see from these text messages where he sent security, where he sent contacts, or possibly ghouls or mortal retainers out to check on certain parts of the city. And shortly following a text message of they're here or business is closed for the evening, there is a phone call that would have accompanied that text message. There's no kept messages. There's no kept contacts with this. This was a very careful individual. This is a standard Camarilla practice. Or rather, likely should be a standard Camarilla practice.
Mm-hmm.
Looking into this, it's difficult to tell if he has made contact with individuals that he shouldn't have, as it's just a string of numbers. But there's a strange pattern. It's a different number each time. But there's always a phone call made to Montalvo's cell phone at 3 a.m. on the dot every night.
He is going to... She's going to save the phone, and she knows that Friday is good with technology. And so it is something that she will get her daughter to look into when she sees her next. From there, Kaida is going to... She's going to start figuring out various local tribes, local essentially like community centers for Hispanic people, essentially places of gathering for immigrants of all kinds. She remembers, based off of what Montalvo had said, but also the vision that Lola had about Olivia and the items in which she wore. Those were not hers. And so she, over the next however many days, is going to be trying to get into contact with these places and finding out, like, have you received a visit from this person? Has anything gone missing from your special cultural items? Because of who she is dealing with here, she knows there's going to be a trail somewhere. And if it's through artifacts, that is the way that she finds it. She is going to make sure she's going to send a message to Remy that will simply say, when you get the chance, please reach out to local art exhibits and find out if anything is missing of cultural significance.
Understood. And we will get to that. Kaida, you look into this person. We will see the fruits of your labors before we are done with tonight. Our vision for the time being pans over to another. Across Phoenix, across the metropolitan area, we find a parked car in front of us. Simple suburban home. Lola, you've arrived. Same as you always have. The phone calls, the text messages, the "we miss you" has finally reached this point where you have to make an appearance. And it's a good thing, too. It's been quite stressful last few nights, I think.
Yes.
We join you.
Would it? Is it the night after?
This will be the night after. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
give me your nightly rouse check, please.
Before I do, would it be within the realm of possibility to have fed on one of my coterie a little bit before I was at 4 hunger? would anyone have offered? Would that even be possible?
Ida would most certainly offer. Especially having done it before.
If that's okay with you, storyteller.
Paula, you may take yourself down to 3.
Yes, 3's fine. So I'll make 2 rouse checks because I awoke this evening after having strange nightmares.
Indeed, you did.
1 success, 1 failure.
So you bring yourself to 4 hunger,
Yes.
and you have arrived at your destination.
I think Lola is already dreading this interaction. She's a little irritable. She wants to get this over with, and she knows. I mean, she knows that what she's gonna have to do, she's not proud of it, but somewhere in her mind, she thinks it's a small price to pay for having to deal with, well, family. So she'll get out of the car. She'll go knock on the front door.
You do this, and you can hear a voice call out. It's a woman's voice. And it says she's here. Excitement in her voice. She flings open the door. And Lola, I'd like you to describe what your mother looks like.
Mother, much like Lola, is short. She's a little more stout. She has dark hair like Lola, but she gets her hair done often, putting in kind of subtle highlights in her brunette hair. She has warm brown eyes, olive toned skin. You can see kind of wrinkles settling into the corners of her eyes and her laugh lines. And she's just very warm and approachable. Must be where Lola gets it from.
And she's on you in seconds. She comes to you and gives you a kiss on each cheek. And you can hear her say, "Welcome home, Mija. Where have you been? We miss you so much. You've been so busy lately."
Yeah, we're doing a lot of work.
What
Bakery's been really busy. Going.
She ushers you into the living room where another figure sits, kind of just not necessarily aloof, but clearly not as excited as your mother. You'd like to take the time to describe this gentleman.
Stepfather is very unlike her mother. He is tall, slightly overweight. He shaves his head, and he has fair skin and kind of bluish green eyes. And he's just probably watching something on TV, probably a movie or a football game.
He's muted it at this point as his version of reverence to your arrival. And he kind of stands up out of the chair with the typical older gentleman grunt as he puts his hands on his knees and says, "Welcome home, kid.
Hey, Dad.
How are you?"
Good. Just tired from work.
"Yeah, no. Running a business can't be easy."
No, certainly not. Especially not when it's in the heart of downtown.
Yeah, the odd hours that you work.
Well, someone's got to feed these kids at night.
Smiles. Your mom kind of chuckles. She's already moved from here to the kitchen to try to bring you a drink and something to eat.
No, I'm okay. Mom, I ate.
Oh, what? You haven't. I know you haven't eaten tonight. You didn't take care of yourself when you lived here, so I know that you haven't changed these habits.
I'll accept it and just kind of hold on to it. Oh, Blush of Life.
You may activate it now.
Yes.
It's a rouse check.
God.
You take it, and just in time as you remember to do this, the flush of life takes you as your fingers touch hers. And there's the warmth. And she ushers you to sit down on the couch. And she says, "Have you heard from Roman? I know that that nice man, you managed to secure him a sort of vacation with his new girlfriend."
Yeah, I haven't heard from him. He must be having a good time. I've seen him post a little bit though, so he's safe. I know that.
That's so nice of you, Miha. You always took care of your brother.
We took care of each other.
Yeah, but you were always the one to keep him out of trouble, even his kids. But how have you been?
Well-
Tell me about your bakery.
It's good. Business is gardening. Just been really, really busy.
I
Have
understand.
you, and Lola, I think, just honestly, a little trying to do with the pleasantries, but getting like a little still in that irritable stage. Like, have you done any redecoration? I remember you were talking about it. Could you show me?
Yeah, and she gets up and starts to take you to an area of the kitchen that looks like it's being painted. Much to yours and Roman's chagrin, the house is never done. It's always an upgrade, or something wrong with the flooring, or the walls needed to be a different color, or the molding needs to be different. The granite countertops weren't right. Something's always in the works here. It never really ended. She tours you around the newest renovations of the house.
Does her stepdad follow?
No, he stays in the living room most of the time. When this happens, he kind of waits for you guys to flutter about and then settle, and that's when he'll make the conversation and ask questions and do the stepfatherly thing. He's not cold or distant or anything. It's just that he's an old white man and he's sitting on his couch watching his football game.
I mean, hey, to each their own, I guess. When they're out of kind of earshot, and she hears the TV volume click back on, after a few moments of conversation regarding the new paint in the kitchen, Lola will say, "I missed you, Mom," and go in for a hug.
She takes you kind of gingerly and says, "I missed you too, Mira."
And I will bite her neck.
It's quick. It
Lola doesn't like
tastes...
doing this.
Regardless of your feelings, Lola, it tastes like home. In a lot of different ways. History. Your family that mother never shared with you. Things you were never taught. And in these moments, you get a glimpse. The smells. The air you feel like might become cleaner. Maybe it's just the memory of cleaner air from where your mother comes from. It tastes like history, like family, like something unsaid. And she doesn't fight you, doesn't resist it. She doesn't know what's happening until it's already in the throes of it. But you bite, and you drink. I must ask you how much you take.
Is it 2 or 3 that leaves the victim feeling faint and anemic? I believe it's 3.
I also believe it's 3,
I'll take 2.
bringing you down to 2 hunger.
Yes.
You do this, you lick the wound closed. And she doesn't look shocked when you pull away. She smiles at you and says, "Are you taking care of yourself, Mia?"
I am. I really am. I found really nice friends that helped me.
Good. You always had some trouble making good friends. I'm glad that you found some. Are they, where did you meet them? Did you meet them, She pauses. There's a break in her logic that she has to acknowledge. You know what she wants to ask. She wants to ask if you met them at church or some sort of fundraiser or anything like that, but knowing the hours that you work, that's just simply not possible.
Yeah. No, I just met them, the same way people my age meet other people, I guess, at the club Roman likes to go to and working.
There's a slight frown that twinges at the corners of her lips. I told Roman he needs to quit that drinking.
Well, Roman. He likes to have fun. It fuels his artistry.
Artistry can be done sober, and plenty of sober artists throughout the years. She kind of moves out of this space, begins to walk with you back into the living room.
I'll go with her, sit down, feeling guilty, but also much more at ease, I think. There's the twinge of that guilt is born from the fact that not only she has to feed off of her mom, but the fact that her mom keeps her secret, even from her stepdad. All those years keeping each other's secrets. Feels weird.
The visit goes as you would expect, Lola. But is there anything prevalent, anything you wish to talk to your parents about?
Honestly, she just wants to do the dutiful daughter thing where she listens to whatever they want to talk about. And as soon as, if anything's brought up about like going to church or, God forbid, if I'm seeing anybody, she'll just say, "No, I don't have time for that."
There's
And-
pushback. Well, there's always pushback. You have to make time. People make time for the things that are important.
I have other things that are important right now.
She doesn't push. But you know that there's a sort of silent, almost judgment.
Used to it. It's fine. And I'm also used to pivoting the conversation to something much more amenable to myself and everyone else. And she goes on to talk about how's work, how's your friends doing, how's the cat, because cat's nowhere to be seen with Lola being what she is. But
You do this.
it's in deep conversation.
But you do this, Lola. You play the dutiful daughter. And you speak with your mortal family about mortal things. You tell lies about mortal goings. Like you said, it's skin deep. But you have somewhere else to be tonight. Eventually, the visit comes to a close. And they see you off. Mother walks you out, gives you many kisses on the cheek, and tells you need to come back soon, sooner than last time. But you have somewhere else to be tonight. And as you leave, our vision departs from you to another visiting their parent. Friday, I'll have your nightly rounds checked, please, as it is the night after the events with Adrian Montalvo.
And, let's see how well that goes for me. Friday wakes up a bit hungrier. Her hunger, considering that we probably did not eat prior to last night, or after last night, would be 4. She's pretty hungry.
Understood. Friday, you have reclaimed the Falconer. No one has made an argument. No one has tried to take this kindred from you. So where do we find you tonight as you ponder what to do with them?
For Friday, tonight has been one of pacing, solitude, guilt. All the feelings that you have when you're visiting your parents, you know? It would be so easy just to pull that stake out, wake her up, let her know what's going on, and get the hell out of Phoenix. That's what she'd want. That's the way that we've survived. That is what she's taught me. Camarilla politics are beyond us. They are not for us. And yet here I am, waiting for not just an acquaintance, but a coterie mate to claim praxis, and I intend to support him. She would be furious if she was awake. And yet, I haven't woken her up.
You have every opportunity to do so as you pace. Do we find you at the Renaissance Friday? Are you in your room?
She is in the princess room at the Renaissance. It's a very awkward scene. She had some poor bellboy help her drag up this mysterious package. Equipment, so far as they know. It looks a bit like that scene from Snow White, the princess sleeping in the coffin, ready to be awakened by true love's kiss. Or in this case, true love's state. But she's still in stasis. And all Friday can do is just tap, 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 nervously, a fidget.
It's quiet. Save with the noises that you make. It's your choice, Friday. You want answers. You know how she'll react. You know she likely won't give them to you. Even looking at her now, you're not supposed to be here. Even after everything you've done and accomplished, you shouldn't be here.
And yet, I've survived. Thrived, even if I'm not supposed to be here. She's the only woman who's seen my dead face. She might not know my name, but she knows my face. The one that I used to wear before she carved this one onto me. The one that I was grown into for days, agony, Friday feels all at once too old and too young to handle any of this. She reaches for her phone, taps and texts. Kaida will receive a buzz on her phone.
She will answer.
Can you call right now? Not major, just need someone to talk to. XOXO Friday.
Kaida immediately calls.
Not that mom stuff.
What is it, Mia?
Oh, you really didn't have to call if you didn't want to. But thank you.
I wouldn't have called if I didn't want to.
Would you mind coming over to the Renaissance? I need help. I just need someone to tell me what's to do.
I'm heading out the door now. And she'll hang up and go to the Renaissance.
Closer. Weaver's Needle, Kaida. One of the many benefits of taking this castle. Still a bit of a drive, but a lot closer than Weaver's Needle.
Yeah.
And you make your way.
I don't have to terrorize a person into breaking me anywhere.
Indeed. Time passes, and eventually, Friday, Kaida is at your door. I'll leave the scene to the two of you.
Everything you need, I can. Did you have everything catered? I hope the busboy is polite. Really, this is my first time managing any of this. It's been a bit of a whirlwind since I took charge.
You are doing great. And yes, I am fine.
Friday will let you into the princess room. And there is the coffin. And I think you can see just the trail, of treading and anxious pacing. It is zoochosis in this room.
Mm-hmm. Kaida will take Friday's hand and lead her over to her bed, to the end of it, and sit down and say, "Are you trying to decide what to do with her?"
She's the only one who knows anything about who I was.
Mm. That is true. And she chose not to tell you.
Said it wasn't important.
It's important to you.
It is. There's no denying that. I came to Phoenix for a reason. I was drawn here. It happens to gargoyles sometimes. There's a feeling, a honing sense, like pigeons.
Mm. Well, there are ways to learn more about your past that does not require her. Is there anyone other than the Coterie that perhaps you've met that you have that same honing sense for?
When we went to Lola's the first time, when I ate some of her fried bread, it brought up memories. And she's quiet for a moment, talons clicking against each other. And I've been meeting with Che as of late. He speaks the same language that I spoke in that car the night we... well...
Yes. It was different, but clearly there is a connection.
Exactly, and she is animated. She's popped up from her little slouched inward curl and puts both her hands on Kaida's. You know all kinds of, skills that I don't, that I wasn't taught, that we aren't taught. Look, and she gestures over to the falconer. She would hate you. She would hate the fact that I've stayed in Phoenix for this long, the fact that I have made Coterie associates. But she's the only way I'm going to find out who I was, what I looked like. I just don't know how I'm going to get her to talk without her ripping me a new one.
I understand, for gargoyles in particular, community is important. You have that. Finding out who you were. There is Che. There are these connections to food that you have, so you have a way to find out without her. Has it ever occurred to you that perhaps there is a reason why she never wanted you to know? And not just your past, but extra skills.
Friday takes a moment. Like, this question clearly startles her. You see her eyes widen. She leans. That nervous tapping resumes again. She thinks of every political conflict that has driven them from one home to another. First it was San Diego, then it was Los Angeles, and then it was the Redwoods. It was always, gargoyles are not wanted here. And yet, here in Phoenix, Friday's found acceptance. She's found a different story. Show her some codes. What the prince's puppeteer wanted to do to her exist. But there are other faces in this world whose smiles aren't just all bared teeth. And that this Coterie, her Coterie, has proven that.
Ryder continues on and says, there is something I was told once. Those who present with a masculine energy need to be loved. Those with a feminine need to be needed. And I think perhaps, from what you've told me about this falconer, she did not want any of you to know anything so that you would need her.
Yeah. She never knew where she came from either. Her sire was European, first-generation gargoyles, stewed up in some big cauldron, presumably by a bunch of Tremere. He never told her who she was, and I guess she felt like it was fair, maybe? I don't know.
Was it fair? She took you from your life, from your family, your home, wherever it was. Not for you, not to make you better or encourage you to be more. No, she did it for herself, because she was lonely, because she felt weak, and perhaps because she needed someone in the way when things got really bad.
Shakes her head. There's flashes, Rot Shriek, the raid, call-outs. I don't know. Kaida, you remember when you were alive? Would you really want those memories back? Or are you happy?
Those memories, no, they do not make me happy. But they make me who I am. They give me strength and resolve. They keep me pushing forward. We are not the sum total of wrongs done unto us, but they serve as a great motivator.
Friday is just gonna give this very deep, it's like a corpse rattle, and lean into Kaida. All I am is a mix-up of her blood and mistakes and rage and anger. I don't know who I am, Kaida, but I want to find out who and decide what to do with that.
He cups either cheek. You have the power to do that all on your own. You need no one. This falconer, she will have you believe different. Have you stray away from a community in which you can find strength, where you can find power. But so much of that starts with the kernel, and it already lies here. And she puts her hand over where your formerly beating heart was. You are not just her blood and rage and mistakes. You are more. You simply have to take it.
You just see the little pricks of Vitae on the edge of Friday's big, terrifying eyes. It feels like a century before she pulls away, and almost stone being dragged across the ground, she heads over to the casket, pushes it open, stares for a bit, looks at that aged face, carved limestone, the ever-present frown. How do I do it, Kaida?
We will go over to the body. Now it's a little harder because this one was made of stone. But Kaida says, I can help you break through. It will be you who needs to drink. And you must do so with conviction and understanding. There will be a battle of wills. You must be careful. Because if she wins, you will be gone.
Her eyes widen. She's known this. I mean, she thought that Kaida was going to disappear when she first ate the Banu Hakim, but she has taken not one but two souls. And this is still the same Kaida that called her name at Elysium, welcomed her as if she were a member of the court. No turning back. And she will lean in.
Remember
She will-
this, Friday. You are strong enough. You are enough. And she will essentially break the skin. If she needs to use her like flesh crafting or whatever to make that happen, I will. But she breaks the skin open so that Friday can drink. And she will stay by her side the entire time.
No roll necessary, no mechanics in this regard. Friday, I just have one question for you. Do
Yes,
you drink?
storyteller. It is with hesitance. For just a moment, looks like she's about to. She looks at Kaida. And you can see her shoulders square. Friday's child drinks of her sire.
It tastes like secrets. It tastes like tragedy. Not just yours, but hers and her sire's. It tastes like strife and struggle and trauma. Now, Friday, confirmation from you. Are you attempting the ultimate blasphemy? Are you attempting the true diablerie?
Yes.
I need 3 strength and resolve tests from you, please.
I'm gonna pull out extra special big boy dice for this. 3 strength and resolve. Let's go. Oh boy.
Friday is doing this. She will start to hear a song in her ear. Not the special song. She sings her a lullaby that her abuela sung to her. Just soft, almost whispered, in a language that Friday does not know.
May I rouse the blood for the storyteller?
There's nothing against it. The rules is written. There's nothing against it, by all means.
Absolutely, because here are my dice. These are all hunger dice. Friday's hungry. I cannot fail any of these. Alright, first check. No failures. All successes. Total of 6.
Excellent.
Friday does not gain hunger.
Your second roll, please.
That's 1 fail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes. 1 fail.
And your final roll, please.
Oh, this could go bad. Come on. Fail. That's a fail. Success. 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 Success.
How many successes?
4 successes.
The true diablerie is committed. Friday, now we must assert control over the blood in your system. You've seized the spark. Now let's see if it seizes you. First thing that's going to happen to you right now, as you commit the true diablerie, as you finish the falconer, at least attempt to, you're going to lose 1 point of humanity. Right off the bat.
Leaves
You
her
are
at 7.
then going to gather a pool equal to your humanity and your blood potency. So that'll be 9 dice for you.
Yes.
This is going to be rolled against the victim's resolve and blood potency.
6 successes. It's my first diablerie, y'all. I'm so scared.
I'm so proud.
Friday. You feel the thrashing of the falconer in your body. Fighting to live. This is a fight that she's had her whole life. She's skilled. She's used to this. She's a survivor. And she's been through so much already. And you drink deep. You haven't had to fight like her. Not as long as she has. But you, Friday, you're no stranger to a fight yourself. Kept in a second Inquisition holding facility, tortured, questioned, night after night after night, and you got out. You escaped. You broke free. And it's this clawing within you finally subsides. And with her death rattle comes clarity. And Susanna, you see yourself through her eyes. Watching from a rooftop, carefully hidden. You're walking, you think you recognize the clothing. Scrubs, a bag, walking home at night. Friday. Would you describe your mortal self as beautiful?
Susanna Greyhill was pretty like the girl next door. She was your first crush. She had a round face, skin that was the color of red rocks, and eyes dark and inviting as freshly plowed earth. She wore her hair long. She liked to wear it in a CL. It was traditional. She was a part of the American Indian Club at school. She helped find scholarships for other healthcare students. She was passionate about outreach. You could see from all the pins on her bag, the fact that she had everyone's contact info. She was a breath of fresh air. She was happy.
And even walking home alone after a hard day of classes and courses and such, there's still a smile on Susanna's face as she walks. She's texting now. And you see yourself through the falconer's eyes, and she's concerned. And she doesn't move. She stays hidden. As a group emerges from the shadows, becoming unobfuscated, stepping out, you can hear this group of falconer knew they were spot. And they call out to Susanna. Hey nurse, you want to come check my pulse? There's concern in Susanna's face. You can see she continues walking, puts her phone away, thinks better of it, and keeps it in her hand. She has 911 dialed on the screen. Continues to walk a little bit quicker. Oh, don't be like that. Night's young. You must be wanting to de-stress after your classes. Come on, let's take you to a party. And she walks quicker. But they jeer and they follow. And ignoring them only makes them angry. And within moments, Susanna is taken, bitten. She is killed brutally. Fed from her arms, her neck, her face. They're not kind. The kiss of vampires is supposed to be euphoric, and even in that euphoria, they find a way to make it cruel. They tear at the flesh, breaking the kiss away, leaving Susanna with scars, and a puddle of blood wasted away. body out in the open, and they walk away laughing. Let's find another one. Just when they're out of sight, the falconer moves. She's crouched down over this body. You can see from her point of view, you can see the vitate drip from her eyes onto this corpse. There's a small gasp from this young woman. She's still alive, barely clinging. The falconer looks around, unfurling her wings, creating this sort of capsule of safety. And you hear her speak. It's okay. I'm going to take care of you now. She bites into her own wrist, and she forces blood down her throat. And suddenly you're back in the Renaissance. You're holding the falconer, much like she held you. But there's no recognition in her eyes. Her final act, giving you a single answer. And Susanna, you're back, now here with Kaida.
Ida just takes Friday into her arms and holds her, gently rubbing at her back. She says no words, but is there a silent comfort?
Is all she can do but lean into Friday's comfort. She is shaking. It's the richest thing she's ever had. With the revelation, the fact that the falconer killed her, it's all she can do not to rip away at the flesh, the stone that encompasses what could have been Susanna Greyhill.
Who are you?
I am Friday's child. There used to be a Susanna. She was destroyed, crushed. Flower petals left too long in the sun. There's only me now. And Friday turns to look at Kaida. And her face is twisted in grief, rage, relief, anguish.
Holding it high. My daughter. And she kisses her on the forehead and helps her stand up.
As we close this scene, both of you have somewhere else to be tonight. And as we reflect that sometimes our forebears don't exactly have the best of our interests at heart, we cast our eyes over to a very special room at Hesperus. We have trusted,
Yes.
the Coterie has trusted you with Teodoro. The belief is that you have the best means and the best outfit in the Hesperus to wake him and deal with his rage should it come to pass when the stake is removed and he is given life once more. You have set him up in a very special room, if you'd like to share with us.
It is one of the ones that were previously discussed and described, where water vapor and mist gets spritzed throughout, and projectors on the sides of the walls would project colors, images, seemingly ghosts and specters floating around. On the side, the far side wall, there's a dark pane of one-sided glass. On the other side, I have people bring in the glass coffin. One of the people that is on this detail specifically is the one middle manager that several days ago was here. Not in this room, another room, but had a very, how would I say it, fair deal given to him. At this point, I would approach him as he's basically the last one there, and put a hand on his shoulder. And with this last act, your debt will be paid.
We're square then, after this is done.
Indeed.
Okay.
I'll nod, and I'll close and lock the door behind him as I walk to a different room, right behind where the glass is. In view of Teodoro. And just watch.
You can see this manager go over to the coffin, open now. He looks at this. You can hear him clear as day from your viewing area. He says, Christ, it's fucking so real. I just need to pull it out, right?
That's all there is.
Reaches down. Struggles with one hand for a second. Just finally has to put his hand on Teodoro's chest and hoist it out, and as he puts his hand on his chest, just, Christ.
Give it a bit more oomph.
It takes a minute, and he pulls, and it finally wrenches free. And it's stained with Vitae. He drops it, and he's, holy shit, this is real. And he starts to panic. And he runs toward the exit. Find it locked.
Take a breath. You don't need to leave so soon. Just
Remy, this is it. This was it. This was supposed to be the last bit.
I can't have you be running out of here in fear. Breathe.
What the fuck is this? But Remy, you can
Calm
see
down.
as the stake is released, Teodoro becomes flush once more, or as flush as he can be. Opens his jaws. The fangs have distended as he flexes. The hair gains more life, and that wild mane of black hair.
Storyteller, as that happens, as his eyes find slight focus, it doesn't matter that he sees me or not. He knows that he sees me or not. But I will like to use Fata Morgana now. I will want to create a visual and audio, and also scent based illusion that is within the room, that's in the corner of just me sitting there.
Go ahead and roll for your Fata Morgana. You're affecting just Teodoro, correct?
Just Teodoro, yes. Don't.
By all means.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll the manipulation obfuscate against the senses first. That's 5 successes.
You will be able to affect it's 1+, so it's you want 3 cents? Yeah, that'll do it. And you could even really go for another one if you wish. Another sense.
Let's see. I said hear, smell, sight. Oh my gosh. Let's just do touch as well.
Understood.
Just in case. Yeah. And then now I'm going to roll manipulation presence. Because he is kindred. He gets to do something about it.
He will be rolling intelligence awareness.
Do my rouse. I succeeded my rouse check, by the way. Damn, it's not that much. 8 on a crit.
Not that much, he says.
I mean, with the amount of dice I just did with rousing the blood and everything.
You do this, and you can see Teodoro is focused on something else at the moment. But he regards this illusory version of you, Remy, and fixes his gaze on the mortal. And you can see the drool drip from his fangs as he hoists himself out of the glass coffin, shattering it, cracking the glass.
I will just have my illusion just kind of wave a hand, like a here you go kind of thing.
The coffin itself shatters into pieces as he leaps forth. From one moment lying down to another atop this man as he screams. But it's quickly cut as Teodoro bites into his throat. It drains from a scream into this belingered moan as he drains him, killing him. And you can see the once Baron of Phoenix stand up, straighten himself. The red shirt, messy now, as he wipes his beard. He turns to you, Remy. How long have I been away?
Long. Several years, in fact. It's been a while, Teodoro.
You kept me in that room. I lost track of time.
He's no longer a problem anymore. I must ask, though, what happened?
There was a fire. The Inquisition, they came. They burned the building we were in. A controlled flame. They had this weapon, this mist they used.
Mist.
See, it pained us, but threw us into a frenzy. We were afraid. We couldn't think straight. We ran into the traps. The building collapsed. Lydia was the only one left within. Where's
I
Luis?
see.
Where is Lydia?
Nowhere to be found. I had hoped that I could glean some information, but it seems that you were separated before you were even staked.
They corralled me like an animal. Where are we? Remy.
You're with me. Safe in my Elysium.
Elysium. And they came. They made you an offer, huh?
No. I have my own offer, actually. This is the only way for them to be off our backs. Could be permanent if we play our cards right.
What do you mean?
I don't really care for the rules. I don't really care for what the tower wants. But if there is a facade, a masquerade, if you will, then I will play it. The ultimate goal is to live, to survive, correct?
What could
You
have
fought
happened
for that much.
in all my time away that they got you to play the game? To finally step out from your role.
Your successor, the one from the tower, Amon Tolvo. He entreated with Sabat, he entreated, unfortunately, with the wrong kind, and drew attention. Second Inquisition was here, fires burned. No sense of camaraderie, and Phoenix was a mess of lies, betrayal, all under one man. Could you believe that? Anarchy and the Anarchs didn't even have any power left.
And you kill him.
He is dead. And gone.
And what now?
I wish to keep Phoenix and keep Phoenix ours. You have your influence, but I need your word, and I need your cooperation. Not under any rule, not under any law. I just need you to understand that we all are seeking to survive. Phoenix nearly burned to ashes, and now we have a chance to all reform and come back. build up this paradise. Point our spears against who the real threats are. The ones that seek our death. Not any silly rules. Not any silly laws.
What? And what do you want? Scottsdale?
The cam on my side will work with the express knowledge that we are keeping treaty with the Anarchier, as well as certain other allies that we have. But this city will be for the kindred, not for any factions.
You want the crown. You want the tower here still. Remy, after everything I fought for, you want to take up their offer? You want to sit at their throne? It's a gilded leash, Remy.
It is. It really is. But think about it this way. Without one, they will always come back. How many more warehouse fires do you think you can survive? You got lucky and became a trophy for a few years. I know your strength, and I know your will, and I know your people, but it's not enough.
And noble Remy is going to sit the throne. Going to be the martyr to sit and take the crown, huh? How noble
Not
your
that
sacrifice.
glorious. Would you like to take it instead? Or
I
just
want
die?
Phoenix free.
Ah. There it is again. Freedom doesn't mean lawlessness, Teodoro. Freedom doesn't come in a battlefield. If we're to make a safe haven, there has to be laws, there has to be rules, but they will come from me.
That's what the barons were for, Remy. You yourself,
Did
you
it
had a
work out?
baron. The rules, the
know,
laws
I know.
that they gave.
Mm,
No one kindred can be trusted with this entire city.
No, that's why I wanted you to work with me.
No,
But
you
you
want me
need
to
to
carve up
understand.
this place into territories. You want me to carve this up into us and you.
You're not thinking straight. There are no sides when it comes down to our borders. There might be outside looking in, but we will sell that illusion whilst we know there need not be borders. If we create a correct facade, no other kindred would deign to bother us. And we can focus on getting back everybody we've lost. Lydia and Luis are still out there, Teodoro.
He told me things. But he kept me. He claimed he knew my sire. He told me that the Second Inquisition was using this place as a holding. The entirety of Phoenix is a transitory state. The skeleton crew that is here is not equipped to fight us. We could storm them. We could push them out.
We have the manpower if it's all of us.
if it's all of us?
There will always be those that aren't in the position of power that prefer one or the other. That's why if we're united, it can be all of us. As soon as you get rid of one faction, Theodore, you have to understand there will be dissidents. And we will be weaker for it.
I want to trust you, mijo. But I've seen princes lie before.
I don't use my presence powers. I don't use my presence powers with other kindred. I don't talk to them like they're toys. Because to me, they are exactly that. Kin. I need not lie. There's nothing to lie about. Not in my words. I tell you exactly what I want. They want to uphold a masquerade, and we'll uphold our own.
I want to trust you. If I see you become a tyrant, Remy, I've spent my whole life killing tyrants. I won't hold back because it's you.
You must understand, Teodoro. Tyrants rule with a greed and lust that could only be ugly. That's not for me.
Lord Phoenix. And he holds his hand out to shake yours.
I hold out my hand out as well. For Phoenix.
And as a prince and a baron strike an accord, this is where we're going to take our break. We'll see you all very, very shortly. Come one, come all, join us now for Bellatane. Yes, gather, gather. Query this, my friends, as we merry make. If foe be gone and the day hath been won, surely our story's past, for heroes' sake. Let peace be had, let death's grim work be done. Gather, let dandelions spin this thread of what happens after vampires be slain by the Witcher, who shattered his foe's head, scattering friends, no glory to obtain. When the evil mage in his dark tower finally faces collared ward and falls, unfit to stand against the sister's power, yea, everyone knows then the curtain calls. Nay, friends, for demons lurk in shadowed tomes, and dragon's breath still threatens heroes' homes.
When I first came to this country, I had nothing.
Have you come to kill me?
I am simply descended from survivors, and I always survive.
Life doesn't stop when you die. My blood is not welcome in Canada.
Temeria cities.
Did you love your mother?
Dearly.
I did too. I'm not a fan of father.
Crying takes more breath. I've learned that the hard way.
Fuck, Roman. Fuck.
Everyone has a voice in my Phoenix. Hello and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your break. We certainly enjoyed ours. But let's go ahead and jump right back into it. Our kindred. Many of them had places to be. Now, while Remy was talking with Theodoro and shaking hands and making deals, there is another sort of deal that needs to be made. Miss Kaida, you are hosting Lola and Friday this evening, while Remy is otherwise engaged. You've set up something for them. And as Friday and Lola arrive, I believe, at Copenhagen Castle, walk them through what they see as they are led into the area you've selected. I'll give narrative control to you.
You walk in, and it is a little bit darker than the first time we all came here. She has chosen to light things in the old-fashioned way. There are many candles burning. Things are clean. There's a floral scent in the air. You notice there's so much flowers everywhere. They almost seem to be growing out the stone at this point. They breathe. They move, despite a lack of wind. And they almost follow you as you walk in with her. She's wearing a blue dress. On her, it almost looks like she's wearing water. You can see that she has paint on her face, her neck and chest, her hair braided. Long, it goes to essentially the end of her back. She leads you forward. And there are sounds you can hear within the castle, something large moving. But you never see it, whatever it is. There's this sensation like the castle is alive. And she stays in this like serene silence. You notice, I think especially Friday would notice, where there would have been traditional like gargoyles hanging about, that's all been replaced. Where there is things that you had saw in Weaver's Needle, paintings, tapestries, these sort of things are in place instead. Heavy drapes covering the windows, and eventually she brings you to that room, that black marbled room. And you see that reflective pool and a large feminine statue. And it's looking out across the city. She has a altar made. It's sitting to the side, candles along it as well. And if the storyteller allows, there is a person there, likely human. And they look as if they're in just a peaceful sleep. Again, if the storyteller allows. It's a young man. He looks of a similar descent to Kaida. He has part of his pants, there's kind of like a bulge in it. And if you were to look, it's a bunch of demo CDs. He's tied down. But he doesn't look in pain. He doesn't look uncomfortable. He looks as if he's just resting. Are you hungry?
I mean, yeah, actually.
Good.
What are we doing?
For a moment, she looks at the statue of Lilith. You know what I am, who I serve. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was a girl, I used to love to run through the forests. I was always connected to the land. I could feel it, all of it. I started to notice that I would lose time, drawn to a cave in El Yunque, a mountain in Puerto Rico. Couldn't stay away. It was strange. Of course, later I found that it was because I was hearing the call of my sire. And one day I could not ignore the call. I was pulled in. And he changed me. In more ways than one. He ripped me to pieces and put me back together again, over and over. And at first I thought perhaps it was because he took some sort of sick pleasure in doing so. Maybe this is just the nature of what he was. Things like this. I thought maybe it was a fascination. It would not be the first time I have seen those of a conquering disposition take a fascination with my people and do things to them because they can. But then I realized what he was changing me into. He was looking for his mother in me. And when he could not find her, he started to take away pieces and replace them. When I realized this, I was angry, filled with anguish, desperation. But then I heard her whispering to me along the winds in the dark. She gave me strength. She walked me through the desert, into the abyss. And when I came from the abyss, that is when I knew. Lilith. She was singing me a song my whole life. And all I needed to do was sing along. There is a strength to be found there. This is something I see in you both. Rising above the tragedies and pain that has been afflicted upon you. I would like you to join me. Join the Dark Mother and be what you have always been meant to be.
Friday stands more solidly. there's a weariness experienced to the way she holds herself, gazes at the pool, this young man, Lilith.
You too have known what it's like to have your life decided for you, torn from what could have. This dark mother, she sounds a bit. Sounds like you aspire to be like her.
I do. There is a lesson that she teaches us all. To live, to be alive, means there will be pain, whether physical or emotional. But there is always a lesson to be learned, and in that lesson you gain strength. She will never claim that you are incapable of fighting your battles. But battle you must. Pain you must experience. For if you relinquish to that pain, allow yourself to feel it, to become one with it, then nothing can hurt you. There is nothing anyone can do to you that you cannot survive.
I remember we talked in the car once about Eve.
Yes.
You know, her eyes kind of flicked to Friday, but she kind of, not in a untrusting or wary way, but just in a acknowledgement that if this may make Friday uncomfortable, because I always just know what Friday has done. She says, you know, when I killed Bianca and I took her to the garden to dispose of her, I saw something. A woman.
What did you see? She appeared to you.
She was, it was terrifying, but it's beautiful. It's made of the flowers and the vines.
Men. They need to experience pain to feel. They need to touch, they need to battle, they need to war, all these things. But women, pain already lives inside of us. If you remember from your mortal days, it is a part of us always. The Dark Mother coming to you in a moment like this, when you have to experience pain. This is a blessing. You're not alone in your pain. And out of it, look at you now. You are not beholden to anyone. To this man who sought to dominate you, to break you down into manageable, bite-sized pieces. Now, should anyone try, they can choke.
I've always had a weird relationship with my mother. We love each other, but we don't understand each other.
That is because your mother is a daughter of Eve, given knowledge, and then did nothing with it.
How right you are.
Don't lie, it's a very inspiring story, Kaida. And you have my trust as always, but I have to admit I'm a bit weary to take on a mother after, well, dealing with another one. Seems a bit quick, wouldn't you think?
No.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Can I, by accident, flavor-wise, activate Scry the Soul?
You may. It's a rouse check.
I get hungrier. When Friday says that she dealt with a mother, that grabs my attention, and all of a sudden I see a veil being parted around her. I see these black streaks in what I can only assume is her aura, I guess. I mean, I've heard friends talk about that sort of thing in the past. And I think there's this knowledge that I didn't know I had. And Lola says, "You did it too?"
Friday's eyes will flick over to Lola, a bit startled, as if she's been caught with her hand in the cookie jar.
I did it so I could find out who I was before.
You don't have to explain yourself to me.
It's not an easy thing to do. I have to give you that.
We do what we have to survive.
Kaida smiles. And it's very maternal. And she says, almost an answer to Friday, "No, it is not too soon. It is exactly when it needed to happen. You see, the difference is, in this, you can choose. So much of our lives and unlives are choices made for us. No more. You have taken power. Sit in it."
As the three of you, this conversation, a clear question and a clear answer must be given. Friday, Lola, are you joining Kaida on this path? Will you walk through the garden?
Lola will.
As will Friday.
Kaida, rites must be done.
Kaida reaches out her hands to her two daughters, takes them, and leads them over to the man. She uses her claw to rip open his shirt, revealing his torso. And the way I would like to do this is that she stabs her metal hand into his chest and removes his heart. And then she comes forth, presents a chalice, and squeezes all of the blood out into the chalice. She takes a sip, then passes it to the others so that they may drink.
You do this. Lola, do you drink?
I do.
Friday, do you drink?
I do.
She comes to them, and with blood still on her hands, she marks them with the sign of the Bahari. And then she cups their face, and she kisses them on the lips. And then her claws break into their flesh. That sharp, burning pain for just a moment. She does it to herself on her non-metal hand. And she says, "Drink."
Lola, do you drink?
He does.
Friday, do you drink?
It's a struggle, but a struggle she takes on.
And then she does the same to each of them. And then she just has them all in this moment, holding bloody hands. And the Dark Mother song comes from her. Perhaps it is the castle, the way it is built. But for a moment, the song fills beyond her voice and echoes throughout the halls. Anyone who were to pass by would hear this haunting song of women's voices. And that is the thing, women's voices. They're hearing voices of the past as well.
It is done. Tremble, O you children of Cain. Tremble, O you children of Seth. Mother is coming. Mother is here. And this scene, time after you have found kinship and a path to walk, Lola, you have a visit with a man, one you know well. You go to him, check on him maybe to assert yourself. But he meets you outside of the Anarch hideout. As your car pulls up, there Nathaniel stands, healed from his injuries, having a cigarette, looking out at Phoenix.
She'll get out of the car and approach and stand next to him, and her gaze will follow his.
Let me let him out.
Yeah?
Theodoro's already moving on with his old territory.
Have you had a chance to meet your hero yet? They say you shouldn't do
No, I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet. But you?
I've been busy.
At the bakery?
Not tonight.
A lot gets done when you come out of that place, it looks like.
Yeah. You know, when there's things to be done, do what you have to do.
Proud of you.
Okay.
You don't have to care about it, but I am proud to see that he's kind of stepped out of your comfort zone.
It wasn't about stepping out of my comfort zone, Nate. It was pretty fucking uncomfortable the whole time. But I just figured it was time to start doing something about the problems in front of me. Not because you came in and berated me, not because other people came in and berated me. Not because I was primogen. But because we're not gonna survive another night if we keep trying to pull power plays over each other. We need to work together.
Yeah. Yeah, working together. Maria and Anarch against the world.
Don't sound so enthusiastic.
How long do you think Teodoro's gonna let Remy keep that crown?
If he's smart, for as long as Remy needs to.
We traded one prince for another and a false pact. Lola, you don't know him. But it's gonna grate on him. I had the chance to work with him before he had to go away. Remy's not gonna be prince forever. This is a pipe dream. The tower working with anarchs.
Would you follow Teodoro into another revolution? Just because-
Without hesitation. I talked to Remy night of the raid or little ambush. Now he's got something else planned for Phoenix. I can feel it.
Oh, is it that sixth sense of yours? You're so good at the one that's really good at reading people.
Yeah, you could call it that.
You haven't worked with him. You don't know him. You had one conversation and you think you got a beat on somebody?
What can I say? I'm good with people.
That worked out really well with Elena.
She was under duress. I don't fault her for what she did.
Saying she's at fault, I'm just saying I don't think the charm really worked on her.
No. No, not her. Right back where we started, though.
Oh my goodness. Lola looks up at the sky. What is it with you and just throwing a fit till you get your way?
fit?
I mean, I can only assume how unhappy you are with the future of Phoenix, and you're so keen on going into another revolution should it start. Always been Nathaniel's way or the highway.
I just see the writing on the wall.
I think you're the one writing it.
We could be so lucky.
Your hubris is cute, but it can only get you so far.
Is that why you came tonight?
No. No, I came to tell you that you're going to be seeing a lot more of me. All of you.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm going to be making a lot of calls. I'm going to be, well, I've talked to Remy, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of housekeeping. Making sure things are amicable.
So you get to keep your seat with the new prince. Lucky you.
I don't care about that. What did Tywin Lannister say? Titles, titles, titles. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, I look forward to the future and to seeing you a lot more.
See, that's the thing. You're probably not gonna like what you see.
I don't think there's a side of you I've seen that I haven't liked, Lola.
Where's Bianca? Nate?
Yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. Only way I can figure it. What I've discussed with everybody else, he kind of gestures toward the entrance. She must have got during the raid.
And you seem real torn up about that.
Revolution requires sacrifice.
Well, I want you to remember that. You know, just keep it in the back of your head.
It will be.
Hey, one last question. Have you seen our kin? Other Malkavians? Heard from Lydia?
Nothing from Lydia. But everybody else is getting ready for something big. I don't know what yet, not exactly. But with Montalvo out of the picture there, and everything's still kind of in flux with Remy, they're able to move a little more freely now, so that's good. So they're preparing for something.
They were there. At the castle. I'm sure you know that.
I heard.
I don't know. I mean, that's the first I've heard of them planning something, but I don't imagine it's gonna be too big of an issue. It may even be helpful. Who knows?
Who knows?
Places to be. I'm glad you got your limbs back.
Yeah. I'll be seeing you soon, hopefully.
You'll see me when you see me. Also, stop coming to my bakery. Uninvited.
Guy can't like cookies.
You said they needed more flour.
I've changed my mind. A little more salt.
Well, I don't care one way or the other. Stop doing it. I'll invite you when I need to speak to you.
Let me see, let me settle on if that's an order from my Primogen or not first.
No, you're just gonna stop.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because you care about and respect me so much.
More than you could possibly know. But hey, I hear you. What can I say? I'm an anarch. I'm free. He steps
You're
toward the
insufferable.
entrance.
Now get back in my car.
Across the city, we join another kindred, calling in some favors. The Renaissance Hotel Friday. Your house guest is getting ready to return back to his own home now that the danger has subsided. And you find Patermuster gathering up his things as you make your way to speak with him.
Have everything you need to take with you?
Yeah, for the most part, I think. Listen, I can't express enough what it means to me that you were able to keep me here. I tried to be as much help as I could, but after the fire and after losing everything so much, I was just kind of playing catch up, and I'm sorry about that.
No worries. The fact that you're still alive, well, walking the nights, I should say, is more than enough. You're useful. You're a rare cut among kindred, and I would like to use that. If you're willing, of course.
Kept me under your roof for more time than expected. What can I do for you, Miss Friday?
Friday smiles. She was expecting a lot more resistance. All she had to do was just hold herself like Kaida. Stand tall as her shadow comes over this man.
You escorted kindred out of the city and kept them safe from the prince. I understand those files might be gone now, but your skills aren't. Consider it a bit of a personal trait. You report to me the things you hear, the movements of kindred, what remains of your information, and that'll be enough of a boon for me. Won't even charge you room service.
Look at you. Calling it a boon. Looks like you finally got your feet wet.
She just beams.
Yeah, I'll help you out. I was gonna do it anyway, so I don't have a problem with it. Anyone who wants to resettle here or just find a safe place before they move along, we'll get them squared away together.
Partners then? And she'll extend a claw.
If you're calling it a boon, I shouldn't really have a choice, Friday. He shakes your hand. Just as a heads up for future.
Right, just had to make it official.
Camarilla rules and all. And she'll wink.
Nods. How is our new prince? Is he settling in alright?
Busy. But I have no doubt that he's squaring things away as we speak. Remy's
got
never
a-
been one for loose ends.
He's got a lot of work ahead of him. He's going to try to keep a treaty with the Anarchs.
I can imagine. Especially with one of their most infamous freedom fighters up and about. And of course the Ivory Tower's going to want to check in on us.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, honestly. Everything went down.
Probably booking plane tickets as we speak.
Yeah, and knowing how prolific of a hotel this is, I think it's time for me to check out.
Let me know if you need a busboy. On the house.
You take care, Friday. I'll see you another night. Patermusser departs. Friday. With your boon called in, you likely will be seeing a lot more of him.
It might start out as a boon, but hey, cup of sugar for me Sunday, help me bake a cake Friday.
Indeed. Not too far from the Renaissance Hotel. Remy, Raoul has called for a conversation at one of your establishments, one of your restaurants.
Yeah, I'll have him go to this rather swanky looking steakhouse that has these private rooms that are kind of set up in the back. And I'll just wait for him in one of the rooms there.
And he walks, a brand new suit, pressed, clean. He goes to the table where you wait. He says, Prince Remy.
Raoul. Refreshments. I'll just kind of point to a carafe that's filled kind of at a moderate level with blood.
Don't mind if I do. He takes a seat.
Now, what can I do for you?
Played quite the game.
It's just how the pieces fell. No game necessary.
It's an interesting turn of events. And more interesting is your treaty with the Anarchs. But I wanted to come and visit and let you know that with everyone kind of in flux, having to choose which label they want to be put under, Anarch, Tower, I wanted to let you know you've got my full support.
I appreciate that. But your support never comes free.
That's true. We like to keep a little black book of debts, but Remy, you've managed to stay out of that book for a long, long time. We talked at Elysium about Dignitas and how Clan Ventru measures themselves against one another. With Rene Cortez gone, you need someone with not only know-how and longevity from the city of Phoenix, but you need someone who you could trust. And it might not mean a whole lot to you, my dignitas, my honor. But you need someone at your right hand, Remy. Especially if you're going to try to keep a treaty with the Anarchs.
That's the thing, Raoul. I was actually going to talk to you about it. I understand that you felt slighted in some way. Of course, dignitas requires you to brush it off. But you're the only person I would trust to be Ventru Primogen. There is no Renee, and the seat is up to taking.
I'm glad we could have this discussion, Remy. I'm glad we're on the same page, but I think I might be a paragraph or few ahead of you. You see, I was part of the tower before Theodoro came swooped in. You need someone who is a part of the tower and a part of the Anarchs. Someone who knows both sides. And no offense, Remy. I think you're going to make a great prince, but this is your first go at things.
Yes.
You need a right hand. You need a seneschal.
I do need a seneschal, it is true. But I don't need know-how when it comes to it. Not that. Lest you forget, I've been a part of this for quite a while. And this city isn't my first city. And this rule isn't my first foray in everything. But to be fair, you drive a hard bargain. I will make sure that nobody would be able to be anywhere close to your particular status. And I'm like fiddling with a knife on the table. Your status as Ventru Primogen. But also, you once held barony in Scottsdale. And you keep where my haven is. I'll be moving. Just so I could keep, an air of mystery, I suppose. You've seen my property.
It's a smart move.
Well, you can have it. Add it to your portfolio, your little list.
It was all very gracious of you, Remy. We've known each other long enough where I'm gonna not mince words here. The offer of Primogen is sweet. Seneschal's a lot sweeter. No fancy
gonna walk?
house.
You said you didn't want to mince words, so are you going to walk? As soon as Seneschal is off the table?
Is this your final offer?
Because remember what we're making here. Raoul, it's not about power plays. It's not about who has the know-how for anything. We're forging something new. We're forging an us. Everybody clamoring in the streets, wanting to choose where they go, Cam, Anarch, but at the end of the night, it is us. So, wherever you take your offer, it will be within us.
Let me put this forward before you make a decision. Theodoro is a fighter. Theodoro believes in freedom. No matter what way you paint it, no matter what he's told you, no matter what conversations you two have had, he's gonna want to fight, Remy.
I'm well aware.
Eventually.
There are enemies for us, always.
Yeah, but there won't always be an eventually. The tower, this bureaucracy that at least a portion of Phoenix has to bow to, it's going to be the only enemy left. I think you would want to have someone on your side who survived Theodora once before and found himself on top.
I appreciate the offer. You're getting a little bit ambitious. If the tower is the only enemy left, and it is us and the tower, well, tenets can be changed. I appreciate you being here. And as for your appointment, I will be holding Elysium for the initial announcement if you are still so inclined to take the role of Primogen. If this slighted you, I apologize. But I have my other candidates to think of.
Of course, everyone should get a fair shake. By all means, Remy. And if you did slight me, I think we've known each other long enough that I'd be able to let you know. But I accept. Just as time goes by, and as the SI falls, and all that remains is the tower and the Anarchs. Just remember this conversation. And it's not exactly an exploding offer. Because despite what everyone thinks about my ambition, it is to keep the city safe.
Then we are aligned.
May we always be. He raises a glass.
I raise my glass.
He drinks. He stands. He gives a small bow. He says, "My prince." And he leaves. You have another small meeting tonight, Remy. Well, meeting is a word for it. I suppose officially it could be considered one. But Lola wished to speak with you. And Lola, you see Raoul, a smirk on his face, as he leaves this restaurant. And he sees you, and he says, "Miss Torres?"
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure to see you. Buttered him up for you. He's all yours.
Have a good night. No, pass him and walk him.
The scene is the two of yours.
Lola approaches. She approaches warmly. She slides into the chair and says hi.
I move Raoul's glass away and produces an empty one. Just, it's been a while. I mean, it hasn't, but it feels like it has.
Yeah, I imagine.
Hungry?
You can... Oh, no. You know what? Yeah. How could I refuse?
I will take the care of and pour the blood for her. When I was getting ready for all of this and the meetings and everything, everybody vying to ask me for their support and whatnot. Or ask me or tell me that they're supporting me. In the back of my mind, I just wanted to let the three of you know what we could be doing, what we actually are doing. It's too many rumors, the treaty and everything. It's too messy. But enough about my woes for now. What can I do for you?
Well, I wish I could just say I came in to check on you, but I know your time is sacred, so cut to the quick. I want to just simply say, and she kind of pauses and squares her shoulders. I want to help, however I can. I don't know where that would fit me in, but, you know, I sat on the sidelines through all of when the Anarchs were in power, and then I was Primogen for basically no reason. And now I want to actually do something.
What do you think of the Anarchs? We've been here while they were in power. What do you think of them?
Oh, they're ambitious. I spoke to Nathaniel and he said that, he's assured me, I don't know how much I believe him, that Teodoro is not gonna go quietly into the night or be amicable forever.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Teodoro is unfortunately enough of an attack dog in which if I gave him a target that we could be aligned against, he will be with us. When there are no targets, he will still require something to bite. But when that time comes, we will have hopefully transcended into something different, something better.
What's the thing? I don't think that the Anarchs, Nathaniel at the very least has sway there, and he's not 100% on board. It's gonna take a lot of time and mediation to help them see, you know?
Yes, I agree. So how are you proposing to do so?
Oh, well, I would make my rounds. I would check in frequently, but not too frequently to be overbearing. See what they need, what they maybe even require in terms of maybe territory, maybe like hunting grounds, what have you. And report it to you and find the best middle ground.
The only problem I have with that is that it seems like they're asking for permission. If you're there checking in, and I worry about that, they'll think it is some sort of interruption. I need their trust, in which case I need their autonomy, in which means an emissary can only be there when they want them to be.
Okay.
Originally, the emissary has always been to the tower because the tower doesn't play nice. Us, however, we're a little different. But you wanted to do something, and I actually had the perfect thing in mind. It seems that throughout our time together, you've come into your own with your ideals and your powers.
Yes, the moon continues to glow very brightly down on me, is a Malkavian thing I've heard once upon a time. All that to say, it's very loud in here a lot, so a focus would be great.
Good. That would help. Kaida is too loyal to us, to our coterie, to be in this position that I'm asking you to be in. She could be my sheriff. She could get rid of all of our foes. She's powerful and strong. But what I need, and I'll take the knife and hold the knife and hand it to her, handle first. I'll grab the handle, her hand, and then point the steak knife at myself. I need someone to keep this all in check. We're in between a rock and a hard place. The tower will undoubtedly see through some of the facade. And, like we've discussed, Teodoro is only here temporarily. Not to mention, we have Mithras incarnate in the city as well. Combined with the three of you and the Bahari, and me, a Nephilim, we have an amalgamation of all the things that could go wrong. A gilded leash, a crown, none of that will help stabilize everything unless I work overtime. And if I do, if I so misstep, and you with a vision, or you with your ideals, see that I misstep, I need you there.
Yeah. That makes sense. I would be happy to do that.
That's settled. You know Raoul wanted your spot, the spot that I'm giving you. But he kisses too much ass. Doesn't work that way.
What? Wait, hold on. What did I just agree to?
You didn't care about the titles in the first place. And I'll just clink the glass.
I will do the same.
No. You're all supposed to meet tonight, your coterie, for a final discussion. Remy, are you driving Lola, or are you two traveling separately?
I'm driving. I got my dice ready for the drive check and everything.
Indeed. A final drive check from you, Remy.
Sick.
I love
I
it.
really...
An
Okay.
ultimate drive check.
Okay, I really don't want this to be the you know...
The one.
It's like, oh, well, we crashed now.
Get into an accident on the way to the finale.
You know, right? That's 4 with my celerity.
Fine, Remy. The only interruption, as all of you are meeting, I think, the Hesperus once more. It's not too terribly long of a drive, but what is the distraction is that your phone rings from an unknown number.
I pick it up.
Is it connected to the Bluetooth, or are you handheld?
I'll say it goes through the Bluetooth.
Then as you drive, Lola, you're both privy to this. By me? I have the pleasure of speaking to Remy, Prince Remy.
Yes, who is this?
My name is Olivia Laurent. I wanted to congratulate you, Prince of Phoenix.
Thank you. I think I've known you by proxy. Would really love to get to meet you in person.
Is it an invitation?
Of course. From a rose to another.
You always were telling Roldo that you might be a little bit more off-put by my intervention.
Of what?
With
Intervention
your
with-
predecessor.
Or did you deem it necessary?
Well, from what I understand, he called me the night that you relieved him. He asked for help. You can speak freely. I mean, this is a secure line. We are honored by the Sabbat, by the Second Inquisition, by the Anarchs, even by the Tower. And even if the Second Inquisition could hear us, I keep them firmly in my back pocket. But no,
I
he
see.
called me that night and asked for help. But I was interested to see what one of my own would do. I was quite impressed.
I didn't do anything really impressive. He threatened the city. And I dealt with it.
He was becoming more difficult to rein in, yes. So many fires unnecessarily started. So sorry for the problems it caused your city.
He told me that he was essentially a puppet. I trust that this was due to his quite sordid past and not because of his role in the city.
He was earning his space into the Camarilla, and he needed to do one last task for me. Unfortunately, he has failed, and c'est la vie. But you, Remy, can rest assured that your city is safe. I only hope that you know how to handle the woes that Montalvo could not. Geraldo
Well,
speaks
we'll just
highly
have
of
to
you.
wait and see. Geraldo. I suppose then he got his. All of his.
Oui. It is through his gatherings that the tower sees fit that all is right with the world. There will be no Justicar, there will be no Archon coming to your city to combat you. In fact, Geraldo was going to claim Praxis himself. Did you know that?
Of course he was.
But I whispered a word in his ear. So your position is secure, my friend.
I appreciate it, Olivia. But I would have to say that, as you told me to speak freely, and this is a secured line, I can't be sure of what happened with Geraldo. I could only say that, whilst I am incapable of granting boons or anything, I do welcome you to tread in our city and see it free, see it grow, see it healthy. You'll be surprised what a rose can do.
I do so look forward to seeing it. To seeing this jewel of the desert, the valley of the sun. Perhaps I will make a visit soon. But for now, I have some collections to do of my own. Geraldo was quite cross when I told him he could not have your city. You see, he must be reminded how high a rose can bloom, and whose shadow he is.
It's been a pleasure then.
Good evening, Prince Remy of Roosevelt. Well, the line clicks.
I'll just kind of like look over to Lola and just... The puppet master came out to play in the very end.
Trying to find new strings.
And only finds a pair of shears. And I'll just continue driving.
The two of you arrive to meet with your coterie. One last time before everything starts to change. You all gather in Hesperus. As Remy and Lola walk in, I turn the scene to all of you.
I'm going to take them into the back room. Into the room that all the others have colors and have all these fantastical effects everywhere. But this back room with a very unassuming door just leads to quite a large room still, but just shaped like an inside of a cavern. Dank, cold, dripping still moist from the stalactites. One singular flickering light that imitates flame on the side. And I allow them inside. We could be having this conversation in any of the actual rooms in here. But this, unfortunately, is where I feel the most safe. This, I kind of look around, recreated to every detail, every little bit that I could remember, is the night I died. So,
Kaida looks around, and she's almost like playing with the lights as they reflect off surfaces, and puts together the pieces of Remy's death in a cave, like her. She turns to him. So, Prince, now, have they been bombarding you yet?
they have all of them. The tower isn't going to interfere. The treaty will stand as long as Teodoro has the patience for it. And as for us, we have much to maneuver around. But we will grow stronger for it. And I don't think I would have had the drive to do so without all of you.
Brady just gives him a big, nasty little bat tooth filled grin.
That's what blocks are for.
Indeed. My sire had told me that the Nephilim preached perfection. They preached physical perfection, and they had a very high standard. I see the three of you and I see perfection. Maybe in different ways, and maybe in ways that you yourself might not believe. And I look over at Friday. But trust me, and trust the course, the vitae running through my veins, that you are perfect. So, quick business things I need to go through before we continue this little get together. Kaido, would you be so kind to be my sheriff?
I would be honored.
We will have enemies, some closer than others. I don't expect you to be dealing with them yourself. We will deal with them together, but with you, we are so much more strong for it.
I am capable of being both sword and shield. Together.
Yes. Lola has titles withholding. Agreed to be my seneschal. And Friday. I need people to know who you are. I need the kindred to respect what you are. Friday's child. You will be taking over Shay's position, if you so choose. Shay as Primogen would be very much appreciated helping me control a very good part of what we are. But as Keeper of Elysium, you'll be out and about. Everybody will know the name Friday's Child, and they will respect it and love it.
Friday, her nervous tick. She is clicking on her wine glass, but her tail is wagging.
Look, you're gonna have to give me some fashion advice. I'll need to dress appropriately for Elysium.
You can talk to Shay about that. I'll just kind of rearrange or kind of move a little bit as I look over at the three of them. And then it's funny. I've always taken mortals in here in hopes that they would learn the lessons that I've learned. But here, I just wanted to show you my most vulnerable self. 'Cause that is where the perfection starts. So, to Phoenix, to peace, and I'll raise my glass, to us.
To us.
To us.
You drink. You drink together. Once more before things change. Lola, your phone rings. As your lips touch the glass, a phone call from your brother.
Oh, Roman's checking in. And I'll answer it.
You answer this, and Remy, one of your managers, steps through and says, "I'm so sorry to interrupt. Multiple things are happening at once." Lola, you hear Roman say, "Don't don't be mad. You're gonna be angry, but I just need you to just don't be mad. And Remy, you hear your manager say, "Sir, something's happening at Studio 145."
I'll walk over and I'll just place my glass on one of the stalagmites and just nod at the three of them and head outside. What happened?
There's a fire, but like it's not burning. It's difficult to say. I can't really describe it, and he goes to show you pictures from one of your other employees. There's an arrangement of flames, like amongst the rubble, that seems like lines of flame. And Lola, you hear Roman say, we didn't feel it right that we just left. So, and Zoe wanted to make one last statement. So, we're in town still. Please don't yell at me.
What the fuck was that post on Instagram then?
I found a background and, like, I sent Mom a couple pictures, but, like, I used this... No, I don't fucking use AI. I'm dating an artist.
Okay. I'm less mad. I'm still mad. Why are you still here?
You should go... Zoe wants everyone to see... I mean, go to the rubble. Go to the site.
I'll look at Friday and Kaida and move my head in the direction Remy went.
She'll place her glass down and she will step out and say to Remy, "It seems your daughter wanted to leave you a message. They're still in the city, Remy."
I wordlessly just continue walking forward, exiting Hesperus to get to Studio 145.
The studio's not terribly far. You can quickly drive over. Now I would have your final drive check, Remy. Just for the sake of sticking to our guns.
Don't crash.
Well,
this is a... I got
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on a crit.
Okay.
Golden. You all hop into Remy's vehicle and you drive. And Roman, the whole time on the phone with you, we refunded the tickets, but like we talked to the airline and we got the money back, so we owe Remy a bunch of money, as well as like the itinerary that he had set up. So if he gives me his bank account, I could wire it to him or something. It's been like burning a hole in my pocket. I've never seen this many fucking zeros.
Roman?
Don't be... I said don't be mad. Don't last name me.
I'm gonna be more than last naming you when I see you. What the fuck is happening? And I'll look out the window.
You see, amongst the rubble and the uneven terrain of Studio 145, the wreckage that has been cleared, there is no longer a police line, but there is sort of a chain link fence that has been cut and torn away and sort of shoved down. It looks like lines of fire. Not burning out of control, but there's a crowd gathering, kind of looking and confused, and they're gathering in one spot. People are ushering them over to look at it from a certain angle. Do you join them?
Yeah.
You do this, and what you see is amongst the rubble, standing from this angle specifically, you see a ring of flame that encircles a mural that is painted across the rubble on various bits of debris that separated would make nothing. But in this shows an amalgamation, a collection of people, formless, rather faceless people, of a woman serving cookies, a woman dancing, a creature lurking atop a window of a hotel, and a gentleman shaking hands with a man with a paintbrush, alongside other figures and faceless forms of Phoenix. Within it, all of this amalgamation, this mural, is contained within the insignia, the shape of a phoenix, birthed in flame. And though the flames touch the lines and ignite the outskirts, lighting the outline of this phoenix, the people do not burn. And amidst the crowd, you can see people gathering from Roosevelt Row. You can see in the corner, kind of watching everybody, Zoe, a bag of spray paint, and just breathing, heavy breathing, watching, waiting for the reaction of the crowd. Alongside her is Roman, on the phone with you, Lola, explaining away his antics and the plan that they've been plotting this for some time now. But all of you see this mural of Phoenix unburned.
Storyteller. I was playing a Toreador, and I feel like I've not used presence a lot. I'm not specifically wanting to use presence on me. I would like to use some form of presence to just finish this off with a "and everybody clapped."
You may do so. As the crowd gathers and sees Phoenix unburned, our coterie looks on at two mortals who did not run. A painting of the city still standing. And that, dear friends, is where we're going to close this season of Bloom and Blood, with a brief reminder and a declaration that this city will not fall. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll see you guys next time. Same time, same place, same kindred. See you then.